Hello, my name's Justin Brown. I'm the co-founder of IdeaPod and the co-creator of The Vessel, and I have one simple message for you that goes against everything you think you know about how to live a better life. Stop trying to improve yourself. The unfortunate truth is that almost the entire self-help industry is built around the proposition that you can, in fact, improve yourself. There's an untold number of hyper-manicured guru guys and guru gals enthusiastically pushing you to change yourself, to chase perfection, to be the best version of yourself. These self-proclaimed gurus feed your insecurities by showing off how wealthy, successful, and happy they are. Then they tell you that they alone have the secret to living a life just like them. You just have to improve yourself based on whatever formula the guru is offering you. How many people have fallen for the trap? It must be hundreds of thousands or even millions of people that follow the formulas of gurus around the world. They're hoping to become just as happy, wealthy, and enlightened as the guru. It all has to do with the self-help gurus relentlessly pushing you to embrace the same counterproductive technique: visualization. Specifically, they get you to paint a picture in your mind of the incredible life you could be living if you could only transform who you are and what you're doing in the present. Don't get me wrong, our mind's eye is one of the most important qualities that humans have. The ability to visualize and imagine are the roots of being able to create our civilization and so many of the amazing technologies, structures, and artistries which comes with it. If you want to turn your ideas into reality, if you want to create something outside of yourself, you have to be able to visualize the idea. You need to be specific in visualizing the object you want to create. But if you want to change your inner world, which is the core of what self-development is all about, if you want to go really deep and get to the core of your emotions, values, and deeper underlying principles, visualization doesn't work. Let me say that again. You can't use visualization when trying to improve your inner world. When you use visualization for self-improvement, you get lost in a dream world. You end up with a mess in your head. And the vision of a perfect future is what creates the mess. I know this because for many years I was addicted to the self-help industry and using visualization to try to change my life. A key example in my life was trying to use visualization to fix my love life. As a perpetually single man, I went to the self-help gurus to get advice. They told me that the solution to my relationship woes to visualize the perfect partner. They wanted me to fully embrace this vision to the point of feeling like this partner was already in my life. For a while, I got some results. I got a bit more clarity on the kind of person I was looking for. But there was a very sinister byproduct to visualizing the perfect partner. Whenever I'd meet new people, I would compare them to this perfect vision I held in my mind, and no one managed to stack up. No one was perfect. It was an unfair thing to do. Holding the vision of a perfect partner in my mind just caused me to see what was wrong with the people I was meeting. I wasn't open to possibilities. I wasn't humble enough to see that no one's perfect. But visualization didn't just cause damage in my relationships. The self-help gurus wanted me to use visualization to enhance my entrepreneurial superpowers. On the face of it, it makes sense to visualize being successful. After all, to turn ideas into reality, we need to create a picture of the idea in our mind. We then need to bring this future vision into reality by making a plan and working towards it every day. I use many visualization tactics to launch new projects and to be creative. But there's a hidden downside to translating these visualization tactics into self-development. That is, using visualization to transform our inner states. In my case, the self-help gurus that were advising me tried to get me to visualize what my life would be like as a billion-dollar entrepreneur. What kind of life would I be living? What would my house look like? What car would I be driving? I was then told to feel these visions as though they were already real. I was asked to convince myself that I was already living the life of my dreams. Just as happened with visualizing a perfect partner, visualizing a successful life did bring me some clarity, and there was some progress. People around me became convinced of my success. The more certain I was, the more people could trust in the vision I was laying out. I launched a new platform and I made a lot of progress. But visualizing this level of success and constantly being pushed to see myself as a billion-dollar entrepreneur caused many internal issues that set me back. It stopped me from embracing the limited success we were achieving early on. All I could see was the gap between my vision and our imperfect progress. I wasn't able to enjoy the journey and move forward with any personal power. It was visualizing, as encouraged by a whole range of self-help gurus, that caused me so much damage at a personal level. The visualizing kept me stuck in place, feeling guilty for not having achieved enough, feeling unsatisfied with the romantic partners I was meeting. I ended up completely burnt out, running a business that wasn't nourishing me, and many unfulfilling relationships in place. I'd become obsessed with an imaginary life in the future, a future which never arrived because it only existed in my fantasies. As a consequence, I wasn't able to connect with the present and move forward with any power. So I pried myself away from the gurus and I did something different. 4 years ago, I traveled to Brazil to meet my good friend and the highly regarded shaman, Huda Iyande. I'd always had tremendous respect for Huda's interpretation and embodiment of shamanism. But the truth is, there's something remarkably unique about him, which is the real reason I sought him out. He values the modern life. He wasn't going to give me the kind of advice that would result in me rejecting the life I was already living. He wasn't going to ask me to stop living in the big cities and go and instead participate in indigenous ceremonies in the Amazon. Huda is a real shaman and he does spend time doing these things himself. But Huda has a unique approach to helping people. He helps you to discover your purpose in life and help you create your reality around it. He knows that your purpose and your reality is going to be entirely different to his. But the thing is, it's not the kind of purpose that you figure out through visualization. Rather, Huda knows how to uncover your deeper purpose in life that's always been within you. Simply put, this grounded, incredibly wise shaman forever changed my life trajectory on that one trip to Brazil by doing one thing. He helped me discover my true purpose in life. That's it. This was the catalyst which broke my mental chains and allowed me to escape from perpetual stress, emotional insecurity, and self-imposed limitations. It's also empowered me to accomplish more than I could possibly have dreamed of in the last 4 years. Understanding my purpose in life, my guiding North Star, my reason for being, is what makes challenges in life worth it. It's what gives me the power to embrace the struggles head on. It's the thing that makes me feel alive every single day, no matter what's happening in my life. And in my case, after heading down quite a toxic path by visualizing the perfect partner and imagining such extraordinary success as an entrepreneur, knowing my purpose has resulted in rich, warm relationships and having a wonderful support system. Before I explain further, it's important to note that the concept of finding your purpose is not original. In fact, the gurus love to talk about this. But here's the difference between their teachings and what I learned from Huda in Brazil. The conventional method demands that you look to the future to find your purpose, a desired state to be reached, such as obtaining a certain amount of money, building a wonderful family, buying a yacht, and so on. But the problem with these goals is that they formulate purpose as an object in the mind, which only exists in the future. Huda taught me that we don't need to think about the future to figure out what our purpose is. Purpose is something that exists inside you already. It's just been unknowingly suppressed That is forced underground by years of naysayers, shiny object chasing, and a steady dose of being told what's what by some expert guru who supposedly knows more about yourself than you do. So how did I figure out my purpose? Discovering my real purpose and reclaiming my life started very simply. Huda asked me two powerful questions to instantly realize what my purpose has always been. The two questions were these. The first question: what are your emotional frustrations in life? The second question: how have you been helping others to overcome these same emotional frustrations in their lives? Yes, these are the questions that began the process of unlocking my purpose. And once I thought honestly to myself about these questions, and I engaged in a lot of introspection around it, the answers did end up becoming very clear. The answer to the first question in my case: my emotional frustrations have always been my emotional insecurity regarding finances, and also whenever I experience any blocks, whether internal or external, to my creative expression. So those have always been my emotional frustrations in life. If I think back to my greatest challenges, they've always been triggered by these deeper underlying frustrations. And now the answer to the second question, and this is the question where I needed to do a lot of introspection to figure out how have I been helping others to overcome these same emotional frustrations that I've been experiencing. And in my case, after a bit of introspection, I did realize that for many years I'd been helping others to overcome their own financial insecurity by creating a big team around my businesses, having lots of business partners and a wonderful ecosystem. And the products and platforms that I've created have always been focused on helping people with their creative expression. So realizing this, that for many years, even while I was feeling very frustrated and down in the dumps, that actually I've been consistently helping others to enhance their prosperity in their lives, as well as to break through their creative blocks with all of the businesses and platforms that I've been creating. These realizations all put together was the very beginning of all of the change that I've experienced over the last 4 years. And everything that I've learned from Huda from that moment on allowed me to not only discover what my purpose really is, but to actively build a life around it. So how would I frame my actual purpose in life? I would say that my purpose is to help people in their creative expression so that their creativity brings prosperity to their lives. That's right. My purpose comes from helping others to overcome the emotional frustrations that I've been trying to overcome myself. It was a mind-blowing realization, and just knowing this immediately made me feel more energized, more optimistic, and I felt more alive. I stopped seeing every bump in the road as a cataclysmic career killer, and instead I started flowing through them because I now understood that these setbacks were just part of the journey to success. And I wasn't judging my failures against the perfect vision of success that I'd previously held so strongly in my mind. Now everything made sense to me, because your success and happiness is not going to come from visualizing the perfect life in the future. It's about building a pathway to personal power in the present moment. And it all makes sense when you discover what your purpose in life really is. So now I want to help you discover your purpose in life and to frame your whole reality around what your purpose has always been. I want to help you go through the same kind of introspection that I went through to end up with a crystal clear understanding of my purpose. I want to help you unlock who you really are and how you're going to start experiencing the successes that you really desire. But here's where it gets tricky. It can be very difficult to go through this introspection to figure out your innate purpose in life. After all, you've experienced decades of external forces dragging you away from yourself. But we're here to help, because at The Vessel, I've created an online course called Developing Your Personal Power that guides you through a very simple process to create a mindset where you take responsibility for everything in your life, to unleash your personal power around your real purpose in life. The course has a module where you're going to go through similar questions to what I've gone through to articulate your deeper purpose in life. But your purpose in life is not going to be based on some manipulative vision of otherworldly success. You're not going to be repeating someone else's vision of the dream life. None of these things are going to happen. Instead, I've created a course that helps you figure out exactly what your purpose in life is in a crystal clear way, and you'll then start using this purpose in life to start achieving the life that you want and that you truly deserve. So in this online journey, you're going to discover how to create a life-changing mindset of taking responsibility. Blaming others might be easier, and sometimes it might even feel more legitimate, but it's not going to get you anywhere in life. And just a quick note that right below this video, a button has appeared where you can enroll in my online course at any time at a significant discount because you are here watching this video. But the next thing that you're going to get if you join this online course is that you'll learn how to reframe the obstacles in your life as welcome opportunities. You'll learn how there are no bad days or bad experiences. Everything that happens to you in life serves a purpose. You're also going to learn how playing the victim is incredibly dangerous. Sure, society may encourage us to feel like we lack control, but we're all going to be far more successful by developing an empowered mindset. We're going to learn how to not get down from life's challenges, but instead to draw energy from them. These challenges will be seen as simply tools to service. When we view our challenges correctly, they'll become the perfect training ground for our mind. We'll also learn how us and only us can create our own confidence, success, and happiness. You can forget about depending on the external for your internal well-being. My online course shows you immediately how you are the one and only determinant of your future and emotional state. So yes, my online course, Developing Your Personal Power, linked just below this video, will help all of this happen for you. But your commitment is required. And know this, while this online course does provide you with a clear path towards living a happier, stronger, and more rewarding life, there are going to be some challenges along the way. You will need to be completely honest with yourself. And you will need to stick with the online course because Developing Your Personal Power's 5 modules are designed to do one thing, and that's to help you shatter the false beliefs about who you are and what you're truly capable of. That's when you'll find your purpose. From there, the sky's the limit. The 5 modules inside Developing Your Personal Power break down as follows. Module 1 is titled Your Inherent Creativity. In this first module, we'll examine where your creativity comes from, the deep-rooted process of decision-making that we all have deep inside, and the system which seemingly keeps you down. But most importantly, we'll go over how this system is not more powerful than you and how it's your choice to break free from it. Module 2 is called The Cheap Wine of Tragedy. Here, we're going to dig deeper. In this second module, we're going to look at how you could actually be addicted to the struggle and how the gurus slyly encourage your addiction to pain. From there, we'll discuss how you can once and for all escape the counterproductive blame game and you can finally start following your own inner voice in life. Another reminder, there is a link just below this video for you to join the online course, but let's keep on going because in module 3, it's called Finding Your Power. This is where you'll start to feel like you're in the flow. We'll discuss the future and the present. This includes our search for meaning that we're all on, and we'll shake down what you're truly afraid of in life and how you're finally going to face up to the obstacles holding you back. Module 4 is on relationships. You may not realize it, but everything in life is a relationship. And relationships can be everything from empowering, soulful connections to a proverbial ball and chain dragging us into confidence-killing, confused darkness. But relax, because in this module, we'll figure out where you're at with your relationships. We'll examine if you're in a dominance hierarchy, horizontal versus vertical relationships, and we'll go through those terms and how to use them to figure out who are really our comrades in life. That is, who are the people that are helping nurture us in this journey of life helping us get the best out of ourselves. We'll also learn the critical relationship survival skill of setting boundaries. We'll show you how to develop relationships in life that complement your deeper life purpose and serve as a supportive backbone to your present and your future goals. Module 5 is about taking responsibility. So this is it, the final module. Now we're going to crack into your emotional frustrations, how to achieve freedom from them, and the lucrative beauty of finding yourself in service of others. But most importantly, it's here where you're going to discover your true purpose, and you'll learn how to set proper goals to get where you really want to get to in life. This online course, linked just below, is designed to bring you to the same brilliant place that I arrived at in Brazil 4 years ago. Yes, that's the moment when all of Huda Iande's teachings truly sank in for me. When I experienced the aha spark that ignited my personal power over the last 4 years. You can reach this place too. It's a very easy place to reach. You just need to know how to get there, and I'm going to lay it all out in this online course. People spend thousands of dollars to hire one-on-one coaches for just a few sessions a month. And this is all in an attempt to change their lives for the better. But with the Developing Your Personal Power online course, you'll get the tools you need to break into your inner power all by yourself, to start enhancing your life now and forever, and it's all at a fraction of the cost. And I can tell you that when you learn how to tap into your inner power all on your own, without depending on anything external to you, without depending on any other gurus in life, it is one of the most empowering things that you can ever do, and it's going to be with you for the rest of your life. Each module in this online course offers these mighty tools. You're going to get an overview of the theory behind each module, including the latest research on personal responsibility and achieving success. You'll get detailed action steps, so you'll be able to take action immediately to implement positive change in your life. That means that from day one of this program, you're going to already experience significant change. You'll also get videos by me, the co-founder of IdeaPod, the co-creator of The Vessel, and the creator of this online course. I summarize the key points in each module, I outline the action steps in more detail, and I provide practical examples from my own life of how taking responsibility helped me to change absolutely everything, and how it can do exactly the same thing for you. You'll also get a whole set of recommended readings to help you understand each topic in much more depth. You also get a very unique 365-day money-back guarantee. And yes, I know that this is a very unusual policy, but I've got 3 reasons for offering such a generous policy. The first reason is that providing this online course to you helps me to achieve my purpose in life. That is, I'm helping you to enhance your creative expression, to build a whole life around your purpose, and to bring prosperity into your life in a way that is deeply aligned with who you are. This is deeply aligned with my own life purpose. And that means that I don't want the fear of spending money on a course like this to deter you at all. That's also the reason why the price is offered at such a significant discount via the link below. I want to get as many people as possible into this course, experiencing these very powerful insights. The second reason for such a generous money-back guarantee is that, as the old adage goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Developing your personal powers results have already been demonstrated, but ultimately it's going to be up to you to enroll in the program. You're the one taking the course, and I know that it can feel a little bit scary to join an online course and to think that there's so many different teachings that you have to go through. First of all, this has all been broken down so that it's incredibly easy for you to experience insights from day one, but I don't want any of this resistance to get in the way from you joining. So join us now, and if you do join and you end up not going through any of the course, all you have to do is ask for a refund within 1 year, and you will get 100% of your money back. The third reason for this generous money back guarantee is that the course is excellent. It's a very high quality program and we get very few refund requests. We created this program out of our commitment to help you experience your own deeper purpose in life, the purpose in life that's always been with you, the purpose in life that you can discover right now if you just enroll in this online course and go through these very simple teachings. But where you go from here is your choice. We can offer you thousands of dollars in value at a very small price. We can eliminate the risk entirely with our money-back guarantee. But it really does boil down to a simple question. Do you want to keep on living the life that you're currently living? Are you futilely searching for answers in external things in your life? Are you desperately trying to find meaning in your career, in your future-oriented goals, in the current path in life that you're currently headed on? Are you trusting in the hyper, positive, polished gurus who keep on offering you the golden carrot on the stick? Or are you ready to try something different? Are you ready to try something genuine and humble in its promises? An online workshop that shows you the power you already have deep inside you, taught by an average guy like me who's now living an extraordinarily fulfilled life. Because while the slick gurus want to keep you chasing the future, I want you to start succeeding in the present. I want to help you break free from the obstacles which are holding you back. I want to help you claim ownership of your life. And I want to help you use your newfound purpose to unlock the personal power that's going to take you wherever you want to go in life. Remember, when you embark on your personal power journey, you will not be alone. I'll be with you the entire time. And during our adventure together, we're going to learn so much from each other. There's community activities that are designed to bring out the best in all of us. We're going to inspire each other. You'll be sharing your life lessons with others in the comments if that's what you want to do. You'll also gain valuable insights from everyone else on this journey. We're all going to take responsibility for everything happening in our lives. There's no victims here. We're always in control of what's happening. And together, we're going to make the commitment to grab hold of our personal power right now. You can do this. All you have to do is click the button right below this video to begin changing your life. And while you've got absolutely nothing to lose, you've got so much to gain. You've got an amazingly brighter, gratifying, purpose-filled life to gain from this process. So click on the link just below this video. Join me in developing your personal power. There's a special offer via this link right here. I look forward to seeing you soon.